animation sequence?
You know, you really felt that frustration thing that you really sensed his physical struggle, really, and that will come when, I think,
These shots are basically kind of, they're not completely finished animation. It's a kind of work in progress. We felt that Adam should have them as quick as possible, and then you can edit the sequence. I mean, obviously his flippers are in the wrong place at the moment as well.
We needed to give the monster more personality, and we wanted him to probably be more angry. So we sent Jimmy back to create more of a viciousness.
The way Scylla would communicate how she would like her creatures to be, Scylla would act out things to us, and that was very much her style of directing.
I would actually start attacking Jimmy and going for him and saying, I want the actors to feel like that, and I want the audience to feel like that. And well, Jimmy would have to sit there and act saying, I want him to go, So Jimmy's now kind of hopefully going to come back, and it's going to hopefully have a creature that is alive and vicious and will excite us and excite the audience.
Sort of slipping around on its back. The animation on there is very difficult, but it has been very successful. We've had a little problem this morning in the fact that the camera truck didn't turn up. The truck broke down on the A40, and because it broke down completely, we couldn't even get access to open the door. It just meant it was like the camera equipment were in a state on the M40. There's nothing we could do to kind of get in it. That's the thing, you know. There's so many things that we can't control, and a broken down truck is one of them.
This is the blue version of the monster. This is what's actually going to go through the sugar glass windscreen. I have to worry about a nice gloss finish. As long as it's blue.
Basically, blue is a colour that doesn't appear in actual flesh tones. The computer picks and can just cut it out and cut the person out and stick them on top.
Nice. So a little rehearsal.
Jamie saves time by rehearsing the scene where Connor is being attacked by a new species, the future predator.
Our logic was, if anomalies go into the past, why shouldn't they come from the future too? So we created this character, this predator, or what we call the future predator. The starting point for Future Predator was, if mankind dies out, what creatures will start to thrive?
It's like a cross between a bat and a rat.
It's a hugely evolved creature, which we suggest in the show might even be the creature that takes over from humanity as the dominant species on Earth. If you said that man died out, what takes over? Could probably be mammals, especially if the planet stays the same. And if it's mammals, it would likely be a rat or a bat.
I think it's an incredibly difficult thing to do when somebody says, okay, invent a creature from the future, would you please?
The brief was, it ran on 4 limbs, but it had the ability to stop and rear up and free up its front limbs. A bit like a gorilla, basically. It had to be unusual and quite sinister, without looking too fantasy, without completely science fiction, otherworldly. Recognise what something's thinking through their eyes usually, and when there's no eyes to look at, you don't know what it's thinking, which makes it all the more strange. These 2 images on the right were the initial design. Because the verbal brief was so specific, it almost hit the nail on the head straight away, in that the general body form was right. But what Tim wasn't quite happy with is the head. So it went from a quite classic dinosaur head to a really quite unusual, slightly human, slightly skull-like, and therefore quite scary, more unusual looking head.
I kind of saw it on the page when Jamie Payne, the director, said this is what we've come up with, and I kind of went, oh, goodness, because it looks terrific, and it looks, it's everything I kind of hoped it would be, because it looks like it could actually be a proper animal.
It just broke down. Occupational. It hasn't happened to me in 15 years of working in film.
And action.
Connor gets into the car. He picks up the oscilloscope. Nothing on it. It starts to move. He looks around. He can't see anything. He can't see anything. He hears something on the roof of the car. Looks up. Closes the door quietly. The audience sees the head of the future predator come behind him, looking down the back window screen, and then disappear. We then pull through the window to show the audience car with no creature, so the audience don't know where it's coming from, and he doesn't know where it's coming from. And at that moment, it smashes through the screen. The future predator pushes through, and it's so big that it can't get beyond the seat, and Connor's in the back seat. He gets out the back door. It's flailing around inside the car, so there's going to be a lot of shots to make the sequence work. But from a directing point of view, it's very exciting to be given the opportunity of saying things like, I would never sit on a normal show and go, okay, we can pull out, go through the glass, come out, and then the creature is gone, and then it appears. And that's one of the most exciting things about Primeval.
Action.
That picture. Take one.
And action.
Connor's wardrobe is one of the most interesting things about him, I think. Stephen Hart is the big Machete one. He feels like he has to compete a bit too ways and talking nose, but now I'm suffering because it's red hot and it's kind of hard working when it's so hot.
While Jamie is shooting, the creation of the future predator continues. The next stage is to make a clay model.
And Darren produced a concept drawing, which I've got here, which was the basis on which we proceeded, really. So this is what we produced. Often parts are cut off, legs and arms are taken away to make the laser scanner able to get into all the folds and creases and what have you. And the jaws drop away as well, so that they can be scanned, the mouth interior can be scanned as well. So yeah, it is nice that those traditional techniques of sculpting and moulding and casting to produce real 3D models which we hand over, it's really nice that this still exists, and maybe there'll come a time where the technology is not required. At the moment it's the very traditional techniques that are being employed really.
The sculpture